Hello and welcome to NowUC News. I'm Tom Story.
And I'm Zoe Middleton.
On today's program, locals push for a Murray Bateman school, park running takes the capital by storm, and tourists flock to Floriade.
But first up, Canberra residents who were forced to move from their homes due to Mr Fluffy loose-fill asbestos say they've been without any support systems. In 2014, the ACT government announced a land buyback scheme for affected houses. And suddenly, families with no plans to move were given no choice. But where are they now? Fionnuala Gray reports.
Canberra suburbs are starting to become littered with empty blocks as homeowners move out and attempt to move on. Many of Canberra's residents affected by the Mr Fluffy scheme are still coming to terms with their changed circumstances and their new lives.
There was a colleague at work and I don't think, she just packed up and left, ended up leaving Canberra altogether.
Sort of sadness of losing a big connection with your life, but relief that, you didn't want to go on living in a contaminated site that could kill you and your kids.
Many of those affected have had to learn to move on alone with limited social and emotional support.
My husband was involved in a research group with the ANU to do with Mr Fluffy owners. One of the women that attended that research session with him was hysterical most of the time. And another woman said that, her friend wouldn't even let their dogs play together in the backyard.
An estimated 1,022 households were affected by the loose-fill insulation, with the majority of those residents required to leave their homes. Despite the upheaval, most Mr Fluffy homeowners are doing all they can to quietly look towards a safer, healthier future. Fionnuala Gray reporting, NowUC News.
With nearly 1,000 Canberra students commuting from Murray Bateman to the nation's capital each day, it's no wonder the local community wants its own school. But is the growing threat of the Barton Highway enough to sway the New South Wales government? Blake Danielzak reports.
It's the end of another day, but for hundreds of Canberra students, it's just the start of the long journey home to Murray Bateman. Yass Valley Councillor Mike Reid says this isn't good enough, and that's why he wants a local school at Murray Bateman.
500 primary school age children, probably as many again high school children, and they're all leaving Murray Bateman every day.
Mike's the chair of the Murray Bateman Primary School Committee and along with local parents has been rallying the state government for a local school.
Parents now are finding that they're going into the ACT trying to get into the public school system and they're being told there are no positions. Literally, there are nothing there.
The committee say it's not just the convenience of having a school close by, but removing the risk posed by the congested Barton Highway.
Numbers and numbers of accidents. We've had almost an average of one at least a month, sometimes two a month.
These alarming figures causing angst for local parents.
The Barton Highway is dangerous. It's congested. For my daughter to go to school here and not to have to travel would be fantastic.
Yass Valley Council has been supportive of the local school proposal.
Our local council has put in, has allocated land for a school.
But the next hurdle for the committee?
Trying to get the Department of Education to focus on the need for a school here in Murray Bateman.
Blake Danielzak, NowUC News.
Each day, around 6 Australian men will take their own lives. Suicide is the biggest killer for men under 54, and research by Beyond Blue shows that men who suffer from a mental illness aren't getting the help they need. In an age where the internet reaches people all over the world, online campaigns to help break this notion are still not enough for people suffering. Reporter Tori Heron has more.
32-year-old Philip Meadows has had his fair share of gloomy days. Working at 13, dyslexia, bullying, a gambling addiction, and relationship troubles led to a life battle with depression.
Because I've got my diaries from high school, and it's always, my life is horrible, my life is miserable. And it's always been there. Like, it didn't matter how much debt I got into, it didn't matter how awful my life was, because I always had this escape of suicide.
One night he had sat on the cliffs at Coogee Beach in Sydney and made a critical decision.
I was sitting there, looking out, and I probably spent maybe about 3 hours just sitting there going, you're either going to do it now, or you don't use it as an excuse not to do the things you want to do in life.
Phil's path to recovery involved making a YouTube channel and connecting with his viewers.
What this whole YouTube thing has really taught me is that holding on to stuff only damages yourself. Letting it go, being open to it, sharing it, that frees you. Well, what it made me realize is that there's a lot of people around me who actually really care about me.
He feels campaigns like #It'sOkToTalk should engage more personally with those in need.
The campaign could be more than just a hashtag. I feel like everyone's trying to connect it personally now.
Are You OK Day campaigner Vanessa says it comes down to reconnecting as a community.
It's so important because the more we isolate it, the more individuals start isolating themselves, and we need to start having conversations again and being able to say, I'm not doing well.
To overcome the isolation of social media, advocates encourage people to get together and connect more.
Ask the question.
Tori Heron reporting for NowUC News.
A worldwide fitness craze called parkrun is taking over Canberra every weekend. The locations for the 5-kilometre runs are expanding as the parkrun community grows. Zoe Middleton has this report.
While many people in Canberra are asleep early on a Saturday, around 100 runners are warming up at Yirribee Pond in Gungahlin. Nicole Bitton has completed more than 15 park runs and enjoys the social opportunities it has given her.
It's somewhere that I can come and bring my dog and run and meet people, make friends. I've met new people. I'm from Melbourne and so Canberra's a hard place to make friends, so this is a way of finding new people to meet.
Since the first park run was held in Canberra in 2012, 3 others have opened, and more recently this year, a park run at Lake Burley Griffin has started. The worldwide phenomenon shows no signs of slowing down. However, each event requires the course to be set up and run and packed away by volunteers. Jeff McKenzie is a regular park run volunteer. He's also a park run veteran with more than 170 runs under his belt. He says they're always looking for new recruits to join the volunteer team.
There are quite a number of roles. There's people being marshals on the course, there's people who are keeping time, there's people who go at the back of the park run to make sure everyone's all right. There are people who scan the barcodes when runners finish so everyone can get their results later online.
Jeff believes that the sense of community is what makes park runs so inviting to new runners.
It's a community event. There are you don't have to be a terrific runner or anything to do it. It's just something that encourages participation for everybody in the community, and it's deliberately called Park Run, not Park Race.
As the park run continues to expand, even more of these community events could be popping up around Canberra. Zoe Middleton reporting for NowUC News. The popularity of tattoos has skyrocketed in recent years as more and more people choose to go under the needle and alter their skin. However, many aren't happy with their ink designs, which has led to the growing need for tattoo removal services. Our reporter James Marquette investigates.
Jared Hartley is a long-term tattoo enthusiast who has spent many hours under the needle. He always wanted to get involved in the tattoo industry, but lacked the artistic skills to become an artist. After receiving a laser tattoo removal treatment 4 years ago, he saw a clear pathway for himself to become part of the action.
A lot of friends in the industry, and it's just a fun thing. It's something that I'm into, and it's something I'm passionate about, and yeah, it's something I really like doing, and it's very fulfilling work.
Since opening the studio in June, Jared has done laser treatments on a huge variety of tattoos, from bright colours to faded home jobs.
People like to get creative at home, get some pretty good stuff. I did a Reg Reagan the other day. A lot of people like to get their own nicknames on themselves. Yeah, random things, skate or die, Southern Crosses, penises, the works.
Ryan is a client of Jared's who had his first treatment 4 weeks ago.
I have better ideas for the area, and I'm 21 and I guess I've really grown out of what I wanted.
Ryan says the pain of the treatment doesn't worry him.
I find it to be two different types of pain. I find the tattooing pain to be quite, I guess, sharp, whereas the laser tattoo or the laser removal burns. So I find it to be more painful, but not as long.
With the increasing popularity of tattoo culture and fast-moving body art trends, the future of tattoo removal businesses like Jared's seems assured. James Marquette reporting, NowUC News.
The annual flower festival Floriade has blossomed into Canberra's premier event for tourists. Both interstate and international visitors have flocked to see more than 1 million flowers and a festival of food, workshops and performances. Shay Hine reports.
Hundreds of thousands of people come each year to witness this vibrant festival of flowers. More than 1 million flowers have been planted in a multitude of colours and designs to create these beautiful displays. More than 500,000 visitors are expected this year, with many coming from outside Canberra.
Yeah, look, at Floriade we get a really nice spread of local and interstate visitors. Just over half of our visitation actually comes from interstate.
So how long are you in Canberra for?
Just 2 days.
About 2 days.
Just for the weekend.
A couple of days. Did you come just for Floriade?
Yes, that's right, yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What have you liked most about Floriade?
What do we like?
Yeah.
Of course, it's flower. It's flower everywhere.
Like just flower.
The lovely flowers around here.
The flowers are beautiful.
While flowers may be the main attraction, there is plenty else to see and do while you're here.
We have cooking demonstrations of fresh produce in the Kitchen Company tasting plate. We'll also have floral workshops in the Floral Emporium and floral displays, and something for the kids down in Kids Corner.
There's also music, dance and plays to be seen on Stage 88, stalls to buy locally made food and clothing, and other activities for the family, such as gnome painting. But it's not just Floriade that travellers come to see. While they're in Canberra, many visit other major attractions too. What else are you planning to see in Canberra?
The Parliament House.
We might go to the National Portrait Gallery this afternoon.
We'll go to the War Memorial.
And despite all the success, there's no sign of slowing down, with plans for next year already underway.
It's an 18-month process to get the design of the park completed, so we're already looking at plans for 2017. It's our 30th birthday, so we will be celebrating in style, and I think it'll be a really good Floriade to come back and visit.
Floriade is free to enter and runs each year throughout October. Shay Hine reporting, NowUC News.
And that's all we have time for today. I'm Zoe Middleton.
And I'm Tom Story. Thanks for watching NowUC News. We'll see you next time.